Hello, my name is Scott Knapp, and this is my sci-fi level. This level is a bit of sci-fi and a bit of magic. Okay, so first of all, the player will start in this room. We'll have massive fog effects. There will be three lights, one flashing red and two red all the time, either side of the map. And in the middle of the map will be a pedestal that the player needs to interact with. Okay, so as the player progresses, it will come across this pedestal here, which will have an icon to interact. All the other ways are blocked. Okay, so player will interact. This will delete the bridge going back and will open up the ways to the switches. There's two switches, both have puzzles. The first one is just a slight jump across. I'll press E on this. This will make the light switch go on, indicating green is good. And the same thing by the door. Okay, now the player will repeat this on the other side. This is a more vertical challenge puzzle, but the same process. Okay, now that both lights are green, the player can go to the next area. The next area is the first introduction to the floating platforms. These platforms, when you touch them, they will turn red, and this will give the player X amount of time then to leave before it disappears. If it does disappear, you'll fall through, and you'll be respawned back in the starting area. There's also lights here to indicate to the player that something's gone wrong and there's danger. Okay. Now the only way the player can progress is by dropping down into this pit. The player can see something down there, indicating to curiosity. Okay. So once you drop down here, you'll be followed by a red wall and a box. Once you get near the box, it will give you an indication to activate it with E. Once you do that, you'll be told you have unlocked your first power. And if you press 1, you can shoot. This also has a nice particle effect on it. This is basically your bullet for the game. It's a magic spell. Okay, so now when the player plays around in here, you'll find that once you shoot something red, it disappears. Or certain things disappear. And then you will see the vista. This is supposed to be the power plant or the kind of spectacle of the level to show something of awe and kind of mysterious. Okay, as the player comes around here, you will see a red platform, followed by a red railing leading to a big door. Okay, this indicates to the player that he needs to go here. Okay, if he follows it around here, there will be another one, and this is blocked by glass. Okay, so the player will go around to the pedestal. This thing here, and then when he stands on it, it will turn white, indicating something's happened, and he can see the glass has been lowered. Now, as before, you can shoot the pedestal, and then it turns white. This shows to the player that something has happened. The glass raises, and as he goes around, you will now see the doors turn white, or part of the doors turn white. Okay, now he will come around here and see that this is still red. The glass is unlocked, and he can go down here. The player can see from above there's a platform down there. And the same with the floating platforms as before. As they turn red, the player knows that they will fall through. This forces the player to continue going forward until he can stand on this platform, which is now safe because it didn't turn red. The player can then shoot over here, as he did before, to turn this white. And these things have now respawned, but as the player jumps on them, they will turn red again. If the player falls at any time during this, they will respawn down the bottom or at the top if they didn't make it down to the bottom. Okay, from this side, the vista, the Y moment looks slightly different from this angle. Okay, now that this door is open, it's another drop like before. And the player can see slightly something down there. This is curiosity and should drive the player to go forward. Okay, once the player is down here, they will see these lasers and the white boxes. Now the white boxes block the lasers. This shows the player that standing behind the white boxes is safe. But if the player hits the laser, they will instantly die and be respawned over here. Okay, so now there's this maze of sort in front of the player. Now if the player wants to, he can come up to the top level and look around and see how the maze is actually working. You can see that the things on a pedestal over here being moved around. And looking at this, the exit's over there. This is just an observation room part of the level and is designed just to give the player more insight. Okay, so now we'll work our way through the maze. There is only one way, so the player can't really go off track. It's led very straightforward, but the lasers are what pushes the player forward. Okay, now the laser's on its way back. We'll stand this side of the white block, and then it's safe to go through. Okay, and this will be the end there of the maze room. Okay, this here will be the last part of the level. This here indicates, this light indicates to the player that they have reached the end. This is the light at the end of the tunnel, and they are now ascending back out of the level. Whereas before everything's been descending, this is the first time the player will ascend. As the player does this, it will be met by a cutscene where it will fade to black, giving more insight into the level. Okay, thank you very much. My name is ScIFiLevel, and this is my level.